package look. Now Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be taken down at the 18. Tyrann Mathieu, the All-Pro, up to make the stop. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Working from the gun. Lance. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in his first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he learn the offense, it's what they can teach him, right? How can he build a relationship with his receivers? And, of course, how open is he to learning? And, of course, how open are they to giving him things that he can put in place on the field?
On 2nd and 9, Lance finds his tight end Ingram. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. So, CD, big changes for 2021. Of course, last year we had the expansion from 6 to 7 teams in each conference making the playoffs. This year, the headline, the addition of a 17th regular season game. What did you think when you heard the news that this was happening?
Well, my first touchdown in
Trey Burton, 60. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Lutz with the extra point. And we are tied here in the second quarter. So that drive in total 8 plays. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. Now K.J. Osborne. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You can't go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play. I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Heineke on 3rd and 2. He'll check it down to Bell. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
That catch good for only a couple.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for offense.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Lance looking to throw it. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the 1st round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the 1st round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Lance going to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Burton. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the 1st. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
Here's Kevin Huber now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Yards is the distance on the punt there. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And the Seahawks offense going to get one final possession in this 1st half. And they really won't have much time to work with, just 19 seconds showing on the clock. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And with just 1 second remaining in the 1st half, they'll call the timeout. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Final play of the half here, Heineke. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We begin in Nashville, Music City. Julio Jones' debut as a Titan. Arizona taking on Tennessee. And it's the Cardinals who are out in front as that game draws closer to halftime. The Cards looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd.
From there, it's off to North Carolina to check on the Panthers at home in Charlotte. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. Daniel Jones, 2 touchdown passes thus far.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the 1st half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
6 yards left on 2nd down. Throwing now is Lance. This one out left to the tight end, Burton. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week one. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team run the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And Lance now to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game. They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lance steps away to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Some early fireworks from this rookie quarterback getting the start in week one.
And every time a rookie quarterback gets to start week one, you and I both know the extra attention that comes with it. We know that he's going to throw the football, but will he make the right decisions? And in this case, with his legs, he showed the defense there's an extra dynamic to his game.
A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. And I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave, embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level, and I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
2nd down and goal. Lance. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Well, they don't get a touchdown here in the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense. And that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space. Found the right spot for the completion.
On 1st and 10, Heineke. He'll get this to Lazard. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Off the play fake, Heineke. Rolling to his right. And Brate, the tight end's got it.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
Play action now. Here's Heineke. And oh, he took that thing one-handed. What a grab. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way and able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done, and for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
The screen pass here to Cohen. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. To the air again, Heineke. This is Bell on the dump off. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Now Heineke. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, after the loss on 1st down, they're going to walk that line and understand they don't have to rush just yet, but time is still going to be a factor in their decision-making. Call your play. Make sure everyone knows what they're doing. You have to score a touchdown here. You've got to find a way to cash in.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Heineke with a 3rd and goal. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Touchdown, Seahawks. Le'Veon Bell from 6 yards away. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. All right, now the Seahawks face a big 2-point conversion attempt. And he'll get into the end zone to make it a 5-point game. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter, and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away, not intercepted.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. Here's Lance to throw it. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jaron Reed with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Here's Kevin Huber now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Here comes Cohen. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets 1st downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those 1st downs, keep possession of the football. Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Allen Lazard, 39 yards. And the Seahawks are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth quarter lead. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So unable to throw it in for two from the two. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Meanwhile, Lance's throw here into the hands of Jones. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. So that a nice throw, but it hasn't really turned out to be the grand debut that many had hoped for. His team's down double digits. So what have you seen, CD?
About what I expected, really, because for a youngster making his first start in the NFL, I kind of expected to see these things. A few bumps along the way, maybe not the plays you expect to see or want to see. But remember, he's not going to the Hall of Fame off this first start. It's going to be an accumulation of games before we have a fully accurate reading.
And that is incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Lance and company going on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They could not convert, and they turn it over. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. And the play fake, and now Heineke. Bryant with a catch right side. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he'll be pulled down, and now a late flag will come with it. And that's in the area of a face mask, I think.
Face mask. Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Sliding out of the pocket. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now Heineke, and he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Heineke. Out left side here to Bryant. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer for defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't
would do
even
for
know
them?
why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I don't know about about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Throwing on first down is Lance. A slant to Jones. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. And Lance's throw here taken in by Ingram. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And they're going to speed things up here. Lance now on first down. And his throw is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Back to the air on second down. It's Lance. Man open. Here is Jones. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. From the gun, it's Lance. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Trey Lance making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Colts have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Looks good on the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. I think the Colts got this. They did. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They're in a great...
Taking it right down Broadway. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead is down to a field goal now. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. And this is going to be recovered by the hands. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And the Colts pick it up. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. They've got to burn the timeout, and they do, but a costly, costly sack. And now maybe just time for one final play. Back to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. A costly sack. They'll have to use a timeout here. And barring a defensive penalty, they'll be looking at one final play. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. One final try now for Lance. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. So the victory here for Seattle. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man.